Siema, z tej strony Zagrajmy, Jones 4, czas na 8 misję, nazwa Wielka Wyżerka. Zobaczmy osiągnięcie. Nie pozwól zranić Gorgu. No, będziemy uważać na to. I rzuć na pożarcie Gorgu więcej bohaterów niż trzeba w misji Wielka Wyżerka. No i trzeba mieć 10 nieumarłych na 5. poziomie, czyli będziemy nieumarłymi grać. Jedziemy. O. Słabe skilla. O, patrz, już 7. poziom będą nieumarłych. W ogóle dobrze by było z Misję pograć, bo tam też są pasywne umiejętności różne do zdobycia.
Talia had returned safely from the Council of Little Snots.
Gdzie Gorgu? A, tutaj.
Not alone, but also had Grogu in tow.
Trzeba będzie go bronić.
Soon become the new absolute evil. In his honor, the Little Snots had already built him his own room.
A room with 3 entrances seems a lot like a death trap to me. If you don't do it yourself. But okay, enough of that. Babysitting this thing is really not my, well, thing. And anyway, it's cliche as hell that the main female character here is supposed to take care of a baby. What's next? Cooking someone dinner?
Well,
You're not serious, are you?
in order for Grogu to get stronger, he needed to be fed. But it was not overpriced food in jars he craved, but something with more substance. Heroes. Living heroes.
Jak to mamy zrobić?
As luck would have it, a few of the resident dwarves had just
Aha.
apprehended some thieves. Presumably, Grogu would find them just as tasty as normal heroes if the jailbreak planning evil were to get his hands on them.
Okay, I can kind of get on board with that after all. Okay, catch heroes and feed them to Grogu. Coming right up.
As if on cue,
I muzyka się zmienia.
Talia, why are you here? Have you still not renounced evil? I have other matters to attend to. Men, seize them! Forward, men! Fight this abomination! The alliance of good shall not fail! Well, not again!
heroes prepared to push towards the dungeon and would inevitably encounter Grogu. Apparently, Talia had to ensure not only his empowerment, but also his safety.
Oh, this babysitting is already getting on my nerves, and I don't even get paid for it. But okay, at least the heroes come straight here to get their asses.
Gdzie złoto? A, tutaj.
Whack 'em on the beans, smash their gourds, put radishes in their eyes.
In order to catch living heroes for Grogu, a prison would need to be built. Immediately, Talia and the incarcerating evil set out to build such a room.
Prison? Sounds like a sensible thing to do. Bet it's fun to watch some sorrowful characters languishing away there.
Trzeci poziom szum nieumarłych i nowe coś. Więzień. A, muszę to opracować najpierw. A nie, to już kupione jest, tak? Tak samo wampiry. Nie, nie kupione.
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. The planless evil scouts had discovered some undead that Tristan had captured. These necromancers and vampire queens would be a most welcome addition.
Exactly! More cannon fodder for the front. I mean, strong support for our army. Go on, free them. Get them out of there. Send them draft notices.
Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon.
Żadnego złota nie ma? Co ją zabiło?
We'll be back.
O! A czemu tak? Nie dali sobie rady z nimi? No chyba jaja robicie.
It's payday.
No to są więźniowie, tak? Czemu to takie małe? Nie, tak to nie. Chcę jeszcze którędy wyjść najlepiej, żeby jak najszybciej zdobyć jakieś jednostki dodatkowe. Chyba górą wyjdziemy. O, zajebiście. Ta już stała? Kurde, nigdzie nie ma złota, co jest? Będziemy kopać to, co jest tutaj, no. No tu coś jest, ale niedużo. Dobra.
Your vampire queen joined the undead evil. Her healing powers were captivating. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Brothers, the time has come. Now it is up to us to bring the realms of good to blossom once again. There in the underground, my evil stepsister has allied herself with the deviant creatures of chaos. The absolute evil's last stand. Forward, men! Destroy this abomination once and for all!
Tristan seemed to know how to motivate his men. They rushed towards the dungeon with a battle-hardened fervor.
All right, creatures, we'll show my brother. Tear them to pieces, beat them to a pulp, and, don't hurt them too much, because we need them alive for Grogu.
The gallant evil had freed some vampire queens who willingly joined its army. Since they neither glittered nor had any interest in romantic comedies, they were most welcome in the truly evil's army. The vampire queen not only dealt damage to enemies in the area, but also distributed the life energy collected from enemies to undead creatures nearby.
Cóż, to będzie mały skarbiec. Już mogę te zrobić więzienie, tak?
Payday!
Może tu. Mogę już drzwi zrobić? Technologia.
The newly built prison gleamed and sparkled. Or normally would have, but the little snods had just cobbled it together out of old materials. Still, it would serve its purpose and keep living heroes captive. These could then be fed to Gorgus using the Hand of Terror. The ingenious knew that it was only a matter of time
Co wy robicie?
would descend upon Gorgu. Wisely, it cranked up workshop production in order to be able to set traps.
Sure, naturally I knew that. By all means, onward, little snots! Work faster!
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Trzeba będzie chyba garnizon zbudować gdzieś tutaj, co?
Talia, the baby-feeding evil, had thrown Grogu his first hero. The young little snot gleefully set about soaking up its soul energy.
Oh, the little one is so cute. Now a little burp and then let us rain death and destruction upon the humans!
Talia's certainty of victory seemed somewhat premature, for Gorgu's hunger was far from satisfied. It would take many more heroes before he would reach his full strength. The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Gorgu's chambers.
Badaj. O, Lisza będę miał jakiegoś nekromantę, necrodancing. potrzebę tańca tutaj zaspokajają. Spoko. Chyba. O, kolejne złoże złota, dobrze. Może pójdziemy po tych nekromantów. Czekajcie, bo tutaj jest jeszcze jedno przejście. Gdzieś. Brakuje tutaj przewijania szybkiego. O tu. Dobra, zróbmy save na wypadek, gdyby mieli nas atakować. A co za czas tu jest? A, atak, dobra. To nie są strzelające wieże, no nie? Nie.
It's payday. The destruction of the hero camp suddenly opened up a dungeon gate very close by.
No tu krasnoludy są. Dobra, później się nimi zajmiemy. Tu jest ich główna baza.
Once again, many heroes gathered to attack the dungeon.
Nie wiem, czy ja nie wyjdę przypadkiem.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
W środku bazy wroga. Dobra.
A hero died in prison. The forgetful evil had left him there instead of feeding him to Grogu. Most regrettable.
Muszę uważać na to.
The resurrected evil's undead creatures had previously seen a video called Thriller, or something like that, and had been in dance fever ever since. Higher level undead demanded a necrodancian where they could indulge their latest obsession.
Necrodancing.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
Enemies are in the dungeon. Głupieją.
Your enemies are in the dungeon. A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers. Another hero attack broke uselessly on the defensive evil's dungeon.
Idziemy po tych nekromantów. Ale może dałem idźcie, bo tam coś silnego jest.
Payday.
A więc potrzeba tańca, tak? Necrodancing.
The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers. The Necrodancian had been built. Undead flocked by to swing their bony hips there. Those undead, who no longer had hip bones, just stood on the sidelines, swaying back and forth in time to the music.
Nekromanci.
The necromantic evil welcomed a
Necromantic evil.
These undead mages could rain powerful magic upon their enemies once it was researched.
A to muszę jeszcze rozwinąć ich, tak? Mgła zepsucia.
The zombie-like evil had freed all the captured undead. making his army even more powerful. This deserved a fanfare, but since the budget for sound effects has already been used up, I will have to do the honors instead. Doo-doo! A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Grogu.
Kurde. A zajmijmy się tym teraz. No to trzeba się przekopać jeszcze.
Heroes had gathered together and were making their way to the dungeon.
Budujmy stróżówkę. Nie, może najpierw tych gnojków ulepszymy. Stróżówkę też możemy.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
To nie przejdę i tak tędy.
Payday.
Ura, bo muszę ich podekspić. Tak czy inaczej.
A hero had been tossed into Grogu. Grogu seemed reasonably satisfied. Talia and the lamb gravy-seeking evil have probably satisfied the little one over a fifth
Co
of
tu robi trup?
the first step had been taken.
That was ridiculously easy. Open wide, Grogu. Here comes the next hero.
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
I skrzynki, skarby. Ile czasu do ataku? Jeszcze czyjś na tego potwora. Możemy spróbować. Zrobię save. 750 też. Ciekawe co to będzie. Czy mógłbym jeszcze przywołać trochę, ale nie mam kasy. Jednorożec.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
Czy mnie awansuje na 5. poziom? Może coś muszę kupić do tego? Nie.
A gold vein has been mined out.
O, w teksturze.
A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers.
Ups, nie tu. O, prawie ocalili.
A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers.
Jest ich pasek. Na przykład ten nienekromanta nie awansuje na 5. Co jest? Może oni muszą tańczyć, żeby awansować.
Once again, many heroes gathered to attack the dungeon.
Nie wiem, czemu oni nie awansują. I co najmniej 10 sztuk niemarłych na co najmniej 5. poziom. Let's google it.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
No nie mogą levelować powyżej poziomowej frakcji. O to chodzi, czyli muszę na 4. poziom awansować. Czyli mam 5, tak? To zaraz zobaczymy, czy się uda. Nie, nie kopcie tego.
A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers. Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Teraz mamy jakieś 5, czy nie?
A gold vein has been mined out. A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil
No jak?
to Grogu.
Nie ty. Też nie ty.
The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers.
Ale nie wiem, kogo na 5.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers. The dwarf destroying evil had defeated the dwarven jailers and thus gained access to their secret prison. A hero disappeared.
Kilku prawie przedszedł.
Stomach was already almost half full. The budding celebrity chef evil seemed very pleased with itself. Surprising, seeing as all these heroes were served raw.
Hey, what about me? I'm very satisfied myself. Maybe we'll stuff an apple in the next one's mouth.
Payday! The absolute
Ile kości tu jest?
hero into Grogu's chambers.
Wiesz, że sobie poradzą.
Hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers.
Tutaj mają 4. poziom.
A gold vein is almost exhausted.
Trzeba szukać złota. O, jest, dobra. Tylko hordy.
A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Several heroes had gathered together and were making their way to the dungeon.
Mam 2 nowe złoża złota.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Ma wziąć z forków, stworów twoich. Wskazuję maksymalny poziom twoich niemartwych stworów. Zwiększyć, aby odblokować na pomieszczenie. No głupieje, czemu nie chcę awansować? Zaraz nekromanta będzie miał. O, z 2 stron będą iść.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
Ej, bo oni do złego więzienia wrzucają, do tego nie wrzucajcie. Mogę to zburzyć? Nie mogę. Mogę.
A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers.
O, jest na 5, też był już, dobrze. Uff, czyli się może uda to osiągnięcie zdobyć. Tak, plus 1 poziom wpada i poziomy, okej. Super.
Talia and the perfidious evil had easily repelled another attack by the heroes. A hero had been taught. Grogu slowly developed a little paunch, but the diet of only heroes obviously seemed to agree with him. At least he was accumulating lots of soul energy.
Ugh, ugh. That last hero had munched enough garlic to take out all the vampires in all of the kingdoms. But whatever. Keep it up, Grogu. Soon you'll be a great and powerful dungeon lord, and you'll finally be able to do something useful.
Tu nie powinno być też złoże?
A gold vein has been mined out.
A jest i to duże. Aha, będę miał 10 nieumarłych na 5 poziomie.
The baffled evil's army found themselves before a locked dungeon gate. Very likely, the nearby hero camp would have to be wiped out before any progress could be made here. The victorious evil had destroyed the hero camp. The previously spotted locked dungeon gate was now open. A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Grogu.
Zaraz atak. To wróćmy się. Ups, nie tu.
A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers. Once again, a golden portal suddenly opened in the dungeon. If Talia and the overrun evil failed to destroy it, heroes would inevitably use it to enter the dungeon.
What? But all my lovingly placed traps and defense plans. I even drew them in using colored pencils. Whatever. Go on, creatures. Destroy those magical portals. Just hammer on them with your weapons. That'll destroy them. That's how it always worked before.
On the other hand, it still needed heroes to feed Grogu, so maybe those portals weren't all bad for Talia after all.
Może na dzień będziemy niszczyć tych portali? I to mi w skarbcu! Dupki.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Jak dużo ich jest.
A hero, Grogu was almost completely sated. He didn't need much more to reach his full potential.
All right, let's move on to the desserts. Sonic Raspberry Hero, Hero Brulee, and oh, what the hell, there's just more normal heroes from the dungeon. Go on, keep on munching. It's your patriotic contribution to the...
Nie mogę ich zabić. W ogóle nie mogę im rozkazywać nawet. Najpierw kapłanki ich zabiją. Blisko było. O, te kapłanki. Może się uda. Kurde, fulla ich leczą. Tu już elitarni są, no.
A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers.
Całą manę zużyli. Na przywoływanie zombie.
Grogu was besieged by heroes who fought him. Talia
No i zajebiście. 15 minut save. Kurwa. Jak ja mogę do tego dopuścić? Zajebiście.
The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers.
Tu była jedna żyła, a druga na dole, tak? Gdzieś tu chyba.
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
Zapisywać teraz przed każdym atakiem.
Once again, many heroes gathered to attack the dungeon.
Kenrod.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Gdzieś tutaj była kolejna, no nie? Kolejne przejście też, to może poszukajmy tego przejścia od razu.
Gong! It's payday!
It's payday!
Entered the dungeon.
Z dwóch stron atakują, kurde.
A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers. A hero had been Grogu slowly developed a little paunch, but the diet of only heroes obviously seemed to agree with him. At least he was accumulating lots of soul energy.
Ugh. That last hero had munched enough garlic to take out all the vampires in all of the kingdoms. But whatever, keep it up, Grogu. Soon you'll be a great and powerful dungeon lord, and you'll finally be able to do something useful.
A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers.
Co, już dalej nie chcę kopać? Ale dupek. Czemu? Nie mam technologii? Nie mam. Nie mam. A szarą skałę. Nie, nie potrzebuję tego. Dobra, idziemy górą. Dołem. O, zaraz znowu atak będzie kolejny.
A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed to Grogu.
Kurde, zapominam ciągle o tym.
A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers. A dungeon gate leading to the underground opened up in front of the delighted evil's army.
Teraz będą te portale chyba.
A gold vein has been mined out.
Nie, tutaj jest dużo trupów. Czemu one tutaj są? Czy ja go uderzyłem? Ale chyba... Nie, go nie mogę uderzyć.
A golden portal suddenly opened in the dungeon. If Talia and the overrun evil failed to destroy it, heroes would inevitably use it to enter the dungeon.
What? But all my lovingly placed traps and defense plans. I even drew them in using colored pencils. Whatever. Go on, creatures. Destroy those magic...
A, w innym miejscu się teraz pojawił.
with your weapons. That'll destroy them. That's how it always worked before.
On the other hand, it still needed heroes to feed Grogu, so maybe those portals weren't all bad for Talia after all. Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Trzeba ich od tyłu rzucać, żeby najpierw zabijać kapłanki. Dobra, teraz muszę to sprytnie zrobić.
The absolute Grogu was almost completely sated. He didn't need much more to reach his full potential.
All right, let's move on to the desserts. There's raspberry hero, brulee, and oh, what the hell, there's just more normal heroes from the dungeon. Go on, keep on munching. It's your patriotic contribution to the evil empire.
Już coś przeżyło. O, zabrał tego, niemarłego.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers. The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers. A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers.
Kurwa!
The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers.
Nie!
Grogu was besieged.
Ja pierdolę. Czek tak mało dużo zaczęło nachodzić.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. A hero, Grogu was almost completely sated. He didn't need much more to reach his full potential.
All right, let's move on to the desserts. Brulee, and oh, what the hell, there's just more normal heroes from the dungeon. Go on, keep on munching. It's your patriotic contribution to the evil empire.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Ojej.
A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers.
Już na razie... A nie, chciałem powiedzieć, że atak się przerwał, ale chyba jeszcze tutaj są. A nie, to te krasnoludy. Chyba się udało.
And the perfidious evil had easily repelled another.
Bez trudu, tak? A teraz pytanie, bo ja nie chcę... Wiecie, nie dostać osiągnięcia. Musi być więcej, tak, niż trzeba.
Had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers. The jailbreak preparing evil had eliminated a prison's dwarven guards. The prisoners now belonged to it alone. A hero disappeared into defeating evil had done it. Grogu was reasonably sated. Theoretically, all it had to do now was initiate his transformation. Or it could feed Grogu even more to make him even more powerful.
Ooh, that all
A, czyli 350 muszę. Dobra, no to ciśniemy.
go, Grogu. Dig in like it's Taco Tuesday.
This ends here and now! Men, get ready for a continuous assault on the dungeon! We will not waver! We will not give up! Victory will be ours!
Another portal opened in the dungeon.
Dobra, jeden z nich rozwalmy chociaż. Tego nie potrzebuję.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Dokładka.
The absolute evil had tossed a into Grogu's chambers. Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Patrzcie, z wszystkich stron idą.
Once again, a portal opened in the dungeon.
Ojej, ale gęsto. Czemu to jest zamknięte? Otwórzcie.
Your throne room is under attack.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers. A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers.
Defend the dungeon hut.
A pathetic hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Grogu.
Co wy gadacie?
Another portal opened in the dungeon.
Defend the dungeon hut.
Oh, not again.
Patrzcie, wszystkie umarły mi poumierały. Wszyscy pomierali.
Hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers. Your army has just decreased.
Wow.
The absolute evil of feeding evil had done it. Grogu was reasonably sated. Theoretically, all it had to do now was his transformation. Or it could feed Grogu even more to make him even more powerful.
Ooh, that almost sounds like some kind of achievement. Ah, you bet I'm in. Go, Grogu! Dig in like it's tackle.
Będziemy rozwalać te portale, nie będę ich zostawiać.
And now, men, get ready for a continuous assault on the dungeon. We will not waver. We will not give up. Victory will be ours.
Another portal opened in the dungeon. A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers. The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers. Enemies are in the dungeon. A hero disappeared into Grogu's chambers. Once again, a portal opened in the dungeon.
Ale szaleństwo, nie wierzę. Masakra.
The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers. Your enemies are in the dungeon. A hero had been tossed into Grogu's chambers.
Nie widzę tu żadnych zwłok. A, bo to towar jest, dobra. Nie wiem czemu stoją, ale...
A pathetic
Dobra.
hero languished in prison. The horrible evil could feed him to Grogu.
Jeszcze parę.
The absolute evil had tossed a hero into Grogu's chambers.
Nie!
A hero died in prison. The forgetful evil had left him there instead of feeding him to Grogu. Most regrettable. A portal opened in the dungeon.
Mamy to.
Stuffed. He couldn't fit even one tiny little thin mint wafer in. It was time.
Mocy użyć, tak? Ojej, co tu się działo?
Get yourselves together and finally put an end to that thing.
Grogu let out a deafening, satisfied belch that sent the remaining heroes fleeing.
Getting the absolute evil back on its feet was a lot easier than I thought. As I see it, the campaign won't be needing the promised 20 levels, but can actually end after the next map. Wonderful. Then I can treat myself to a nice, relaxing bath in unicorn blood.
Tanya seemed very certain of victory, perhaps too certain of victory. It was negligent to believe that this story would already come to an end after such a brief intermezzo.
Udało się. Dobra, my na to będziemy kończyć. Dzięki, że oglądaliście. I słyszymy się jutro. Cześć. A są wyniki moje i... średnie jakby światowe, tak? To jest świat. Ciekawe. Dobra, do jutra, cześć.